Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Right, guys. Yes, other day I was talking about some fundamentals before starting. Okay, some fundamental before giving the internals of the first application. Shall we revise that, guys? Okay. Shall we revise that? Okay. Yes. My team is preparing Monday's class and Saturday class video, guys. Once they are ready, yes, I will share with you people. Please focus. If XML document is satisfying syntax rules, then it is called as what? Well-formed XML document. If XML document is what? Satisfying the imported DTD or XSD rules, then it is called valid XML document or valid formed XML document. You can say anything. Okay. XML parser is a software program that loads the XML file, checks well formed or not, valid or not, and also reads and processes the XML document. In the market, so many XML parsers are there. So our most of the containers framework internal uses SAX parser, guys. Simple API for XML processing. Everyone getting my point? Come on. Next. Okay, these XML parsers not only loads the XML document, not only reads the XML document, they also prepare in-memory metadata in the JVM memory where XML parser is running. In the JVM memory of the application where XML parser is running. So why, sir? Why it will do? During the execution of the application, if you need XML file data for 300 times, loading XML file for 300 times, checking well-formed or not, valid or not for 300 times, and preparing in-memory metadata of application, what is that, Spring Bean configuration file or XML file for 300 times is meaningless. So it will prepare only for one time in the memory where application is running, nothing but JVM memory, so that it can directly use XML content for any number of times without doing activities from the scratch level each time. Without doing activities from the scratch level each time. Is that clear, guys? Right. Then we discuss the difference between pool and cache. I have given Baba photograph, God photograph example. Remembered? What is the difference between pool and cache, guys? Pool gives reusability of same items. Cache gives reusability of different items. Pool gives reusability of same items. Cache gives reusability of different items. Super, guys. Problems with a new operator, guys. Problems with a new operator. Tell me, what is the problem with a new operator? Okay. Problems with a new operator. Test T is equal to. Okay. Test T is equal to new test of. It creates the object at runtime, but expects the presence of the class from compile time onwards. Okay. Expects the presence of the class from compile time onwards. Are you getting my point there or not? Expects the presence of the class from compile time onwards. If class name comes to application dynamical at runtime, so can we use new operator to create the object, guys? No. Then what is the solution, guys? The solution is okay, reflection API. What is the method? New instance method of java.lang.class. Using that, we can create the object or not. I want reply from you people, boss. Yes, possible. But this method is deprecated from Java 11 onwards, right? New instance method of java.lang.class is deprecated from Java 11 onwards. So what is alternate, guys? Use new instance method of java.lang.constructor class. Java.lang.reflect.constructor class. Are you getting my point, guys? Super. Right. So today, shall we concentrate on what? Working with the new instance method of java.lang.constructor class. Understanding my point? Okay. Nagendra, annotation, never use any new operator anywhere, boss. Annotation or XML, Spring container, never use new operator to create the Spring Bean class object. If you are having that knowledge, correct yourself. No servlet container, no Spring container, no framework uses new operator to create the object of what? Certain important classes that are configured in XML file or annotation. They always use, what is that? Class.forName and new instance method. Everyone getting my point? Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, shall we get into the today's class? First application internals, 14th, not 14th, 16th, guys. Working with Java dot new instance method of Java dot lang dot reflect dot constructor class. Understanding my statement? Java dot lang dot reflect dot constructor class for dynamic object creation. All these things I am going to link with our first application internals, boss. Please focus. Okay, guys. Now let's see the stories, guys. Yeah, let's come to this. Where is our project? Switch workspace NT615. Yeah. This method can use either zero param constructor or parameterized constructor for object creation. Whereas the method of the new instance method of java.lang.class can use only zero param constructor for object creation. For what, guys? Object creation. Everyone getting my point, guys? Okay. Now let's come to this project 2. This time I intentionally take test.java intentionally take two param constructor. One two param constructor also I am taking, guys. Public int a comma string b is equal to, yes, this dot a is equal to a, this dot b is equal to b. Sys trace, tell me, test colon, what is that? Two param constructor. It's a very nice concept in reflection API, guys. Okay, now listen concept. Yes, boss. Now listen. File save as new instance method test1.java. New instance method test1.java. Okay, guys. Now listen. Same thing. Class C1 is equal to class dot for name of args0. Class C2 is equal to class dot for name of args0. Everyone please focus, guys. First I will take only one class, then we will go to second class. Class C1 is equal to class dot for name of args0. Get all constructors of the loaded class, guys. Get all constructors of the loaded class. Tell me, guys. Constructor CONS array. Constructor CON array. C1 dot new instance of. Sorry. C1 dot get declared constructors. Get to what, guys? Declared constructors. This will give constructor class object array. Everyone understanding my statement, boss? See, guys, array of constructor class, object array of constructor class. Each element is nothing but one object of constructor class or not. 20 constructors are there. 20 elements will be there. Each element represents one object of constructor, nothing but one constructor or not. Everyone getting my point, guys? So, for example, you take this line. Suppose in test class, let us assume this args0 is a test class. Test class is having how many constructor? 2. So then you will get how many elements in CONS array? 2 elements. First element represent 0 param constructor. Second element represent 2 param constructor. Order we cannot decide, guys. But it returns what? Constructor class object array representing all the constructors of the given class. Okay. Now listen. Listen, guys. Dynamic object creation. Object creation using 0 param constructor. Yes, guys. Tell me. Object to obj1 is equal to CONS of 0 dot new instance of sysout obj1. Sysout obj1. Now listen. Copy this, paste it. Dynamic object creation using 2 param constructor. Object to obj2 is equal to, here this method is taking varargs, guys. Varargs. Object 3 docs initox means varargs. You can pass 1 argument, 2 argument, 3 argument, 4 argument, n number of arguments. Got the point, guys? Okay. If you call the method without arguments, it will use 0 param constructor. If you call this method with arguments, how many arguments you pass, it will use that much param constructor. Okay. Right. So right now I am passing what? Intent string value 100 comma India. 100 comma India. Super. Because why, sir? Because constructor type is what? Intent string. That's why I'm passing this one. Here I am saying object. Here I am saying object. Everyone observe this? Yes. It should be CONS1 na 0 na. It should be CONS1. CONS of 0 represents 0 param constructor. CONS of 1 represents 1 param constructor. I will give memory diagram also, don't worry. Shall we run the application? Right click, run as Java application. Sorry. Right click, run as, run configurations. Arguments. Okay. I'm just passing com.nt.component.test class. What is the class I am passing, guys? Test class I am passing. I hope package name is right, guys. Okay. I hope package name is right. Let's see. Apply, run it. Wrong number of arguments are passed. Wrong number of arguments are passed. Okay. So a component is there, Babu. com.nt.component. Yes. Listen, one more time, let me try. See, com.nt.component.test, apply, run. Illegal argument exception, wrong number of arguments. Where, guys? Where, guys? In the constructor class, what method? New instance method. Okay, I will tell. Nothing else, guys. Okay. It is taking in a reverse order. First, it is taking in a reverse order. Understanding my statement? That we cannot decide. That is a purely guess only. That's a purely guess only. Is that clear? So run configurations. Done. Yes, run it. Observe. 0 param constructor here, 2 param constructor. When it is created using 0 param constructor, what we got? 10 hello. What we got? 100 India. 1 minute. Sir, how can we decide? First 2 param is there, then 0 param is there. Let me change the order. First I kept 0 param, then I kept 2 param. Then come here. Here I will take 0. Here I will take 1. Let me check. It is taking in given order or not. Run as, run configurations, arguments, run it. This time no problem. In which order they are there in the source code? In the same order, elements are coming in the constructor object array. I think you got the convinced, guys. Everyone understood this coding. Here first what? 0 param, then 2 param. Here also, come on. Okay, 0 param, then 1 param. So here no confusion. You can happily guess. You can happily guess in which order they are there in the source code. In the same order, elements are coming. Yes, guys. So order must be same, guys. Okay. So this any deprecated version is coming? No. And moreover, in the using this method, I can use a 0 param constructor and parameterized constructor. At least now you got idea why that method is deprecated, belonging to java.lang.class, which I have used in last class. Because using this method, we can work with only 0 param constructor. In this method, there is no provision to work with parameterized constructor. Check it out. We have new instance method not taking parameters, right? But here we are having new instance method taking parameters. So that's the reason they have deprecated what? New instance method of java.lang.class. And they are asking to work with what? New instance method of constructor class, java.lang.class. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay, Manoj Dogra, yesterday, other day, every day I am clarifying. All servlet containers, all Spring containers, all framework will not create object by using new operator. Everyone creates the object by using what? Reflection API. At that time, this code is internally required for what? Constructors frameworks creation or not? Okay, guys. Can I give this sample code, boss? sample code on new instance method of, okay, new instance method of java.lang.reflect. Constructor class. Constructor class. Here is my test.java was. Here is my new instance. This one .java. Okay. Look at this. CONS array. CONS array. Java.lang. Reflect. Okay. Reflect. Constructor class object array. Object array. Constructor class objects. What is the first element, guys? Constructor object. Constructor object. What is the second element, guys? Constructor object. Super. Okay. This represents what, guys? Zero param constructor. What is this? Zero param constructor. Test class. This represents what, guys? Two param constructor of test class. Two param constructor of test class. Yes, guys. This is the code. This is the story of entire bug. Okay. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Because we are passing ARGS 0, command line arguments. It's a just continuation of last class, guys. Right. Right. The elements in this array represents given test class constructor in the order they present, in the order they are present in the source code of test class. Simply in the source code of test class, guys. Okay, guys. Tell me, guys. Right. Yeah, how to run this application, guys? While running the code, run as run configurations arguments tab. What tab, guys? Arguments tab. arguments tab. Here, what is the class name? com.mt.comp.test. This will going to act as args0. Going to act as args0. Then apply. Then run it. Yeah, someone asked me, sir, in the entire code, there is no test class. How test class has come? I am giving test class name as command line argument to the for name method. So this method gets a test class name as command line argument. That class will be loaded. And now from the loaded class, we are getting all the constructors, guys. Declared constructor means current class constructor, not the inherited constructors. Okay. So first element indicates 0 param constructor, second element indicates 2 param constructor, because constructors also there in the same order, right? First 0 param, then 2 param. Okay, when I say cons of 0.new instance, it will execute, guys, 0 param constructor based object creation. Okay, when I say cons of 1.new instance, it will execute, guys, 2 param constructor based object creation. Understanding? So now tell me, is there any new operators here, guys? No new operator, but still object is created. Yes or no? Na? Okay. So these run configurations are there. Okay, to pass command line arguments in Eclipse IDE. The people who missed last class, run configuration option is there to pass command line arguments. Understanding my point? Okay, right. Super. Rushi, no new operator. Internally, no new operator. This code is given to avoid new operator, boss. Everyone clear? Now listen. First application, internal flow. Complete flow, guys. End to end. First application, first Spring application. End to end. We will take each line, guys, then we will feel it. Yeah, all these are time pass application, only POC application. Our main application is this, don't forget that. Here, this is my test. Setter injection test.java. This is our code. Okay, we run the application, control comes to main method. Yes or no? Na? Right. Number 1, end user runs the application, runs the client application. Okay, and main method executes. Main method executes. Okay, guys. B. Main runs the client application and main method executes, guys. B. Look at this line. Okay, guys. Right, guys. Now listen. I'm commenting entire code, guys. I'm opening this. I'm commenting entire code and opening this. Everyone getting my point, guys? Super. Yes, what this is doing. Array, this internally uses java.io.file class to hold name and location of the Spring Bean configuration file. Sir, I'm giving wrong location. Does it give any error? No. It never try to locate, guys. It will just try to hold it. Check it out. Any error, guys? Any error? Any error on the console? I have given wrong location. Literally, I have given wrong location. I have given wrong extension. So that means it never try to locate, boss. It never try to locate. It will just try to hold name and location of the given Spring Bean configuration file. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Line by line, we'll try to understand. It's not like that. Hold. Internally uses java.io.file class to hold the name and location of given Spring Bean configuration file. Given Spring Bean configuration file. It does not actually locate the given file. It just holds name and location of the file. It just holds name and location of the file. Understanding my statement, guys? Sorry, at what time it will located? While creating container, the actual work will happen. Container, this object we are passing to container creation process now. While creating IOC container, Spring container, actual work of locating file, loading file, everything will happen, boss. This line will not do that. And this is the practical proof. I intentionally given wrong name, wrong location. Is there any problem, guys? No. Okay, now you observe. Now I'm going for this. XML bean factory is equal to new XML bean factory of RES, boss. See, guys, this will do many things. No SOP is coming. Okay, but you observe, you try to give wrong location, A is missed. You will get the problem. You will get left and right. File not found exception. Yes. You try to place wrong syntax in the XML file. Wrong XML syntax in XML file. You wantedly forgotten double quote for certain attribute. You run the application. This time it is corrected. You will get SAX parser exception. Checking well-formed or not. Well-formed or not. Less than character is missed, guys. Okay. Next. You try to use that tag which is not there. Bean1 opening and closing. Bean1 tag is not a valid tag. It is not there according to XSD rules. You will get the error. Again, SAX parser exception. Okay, what is this? Bean_C is expected. It is Bean1 is not a valid tag. It's saying that Bean1 is giving some error. Or it is not there in any Listra, Babu. Why are you using it? Checking valid or not. Earlier, well-formed or not. Okay, if it is valid and well-formed, then it will load XML. It will read the XML document and try to prepare in-memory metadata. So this line will do many things, boss. You want to know what are those many things? Right. See. This line will do many things. Number one, yeah. Okay, let me use Roman letters. Takes the given RES object. Nothing but what, guys? Resource object. File system resource object. Array, we are trying to post-mortem each line, boss. Once we move to a further application, we don't get time and energy to introspect like this. First application, I'm post-mortem like anything. In next application, our target will be on other items, on other how to develop projects, how injection will be used projects. Our focus will be on that. So that's a put your maximum efforts to understand basics and internals, boss. Okay, takes given RES object, file system resource object. Okay. Oh, resource object. Object to get the name and location of. Okay, guys. The name and location of Spring Bean configuration file. Those who joined today, last class, don't worry, at the end of the class, I will give backup videos to watch. To get the name and location of Spring Bean configuration file. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Mr. Kishan, don't run your application as a web application, number one. You run it as a standalone application, problem is solved. To get the name Guys, please come back. There's a small flower fluctuation from my side. Yes, guys. Now listen. Takes given RES object to get the name and location of Spring Bean configuration file. Loads the Spring Bean. All this happens inside the constructor of this class, guys. This entire operations are happening inside the one param constructor of this class. Are you getting my point? Loads the Spring Bean configuration file. Okay. And checks whether it is well formed or not and valid or not. If not, throws exception. Okay. If not, throws exception. Next, number 3. If the Spring Bean configuration file is well formed and valid, Praneeth, Shankala, please switch off your camera. Well formed and valid. Then, okay, guys. Then, in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file will be created in the JVM memory of the RAM where the Spring application is executing. JVM memory of the RAM where the Spring application is executing. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, one good question is there, sir. Array, why are you using new operator to create Spring container? Array, once the Spring container is ready, it internally creates Spring Bean class objects. Understanding my statement? Come on. A container internally uses reflection API to create Spring Bean class object. But we have to create Spring container in a regular process or not? We need to create Spring container in a regular process. Use your brain. If we keep container ready, then container internally uses reflection API to create Spring Bean class objects. So, and container is lightweight container in Spring. So I am using new operator to create Spring container, boss. Please don't mix up the stories. Where Spring application is executing. Next, guys, number 4. Where Spring number 4 creates IOC container, also called Spring container of type Bean factory having the above created in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file and returns what is this? XML Bean factory object reference, nothing but factory representing IOC container. See, guys, actually, after doing all this thing with respect to RES object, lastly, it creates IOC container or nothing but Spring container having in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file and returns XML Bean factory object reference pointing to that IOC container. Now listen, you feel this is a machine one. Clarity is very important. You feel this is a machine one. You feel this is application context.xml somewhere in the drive. src/main/java/com/nt/cfz/application context.xml. Context.xml. Okay. What is this? Spring Bean configuration file in HDD, hard disk drive. Come on, guys. HDD. HDD means hard disk drive, guys. This is my XML file. Okay. Nice, guys. Some HDD. HDD means what? Like, let us assume E drive, whatever the drive. Next. Array, in this mission, RAM will be there, na? RAM. Okay. This is RAM. Array, this RAM provides memory only for one application or lots of application? Lots of applications, right? Okay. So, in that one, this is a JVM memory of application one. JVM memory of our Spring application. Nothing but setter injection test application. Okay, Spring application. Nothing but, okay, why this much hangama not required? A project one. Yes, boss. Project one. Right. Array, inside that, in this JVM memory of application one, there will be one SAX parser. Hey, SAX parser also created internally, boss. SAX parser. Okay, guys. Now listen. There will be one IOC container. Array, Bean Factory container, ra babu. Bean Factory container, which is represented by which object? Factory object. Yes, guys. And it will even maintain in-memory metadata of what, guys? In-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. In-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. In-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. Nothing but application context.xml. Application context.xml. Here also some entries will be there. I think you are understanding this much hangama done, boss. And all these are represented by what? Factory. And we are having access to that factory. Container is having link with what? XML parser. Okay. Container is also having what? In-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. Why it is named as in-memory metadata, guys? Because it is created in the memory where application is running. What is that, guys? In the memory means JVM memory of the RAM where your Spring application is running. That's the reason it is called in-memory metadata. Convinced or not? I think diagrammatically it is giving more kick na, boss. So that means in one line so much magic is happening, boss. This one line doing more magic. So where this entire code is there? This entire code is there inside the one param constructor of XML Bean Factory class. If you see the source code of this one, directly, indirectly, this constructor is taking care of many activities. Number one, takes the RES object and it takes, from there it will collect what? Name and location of Spring Bean configuration file. Okay, guys. Number two, locate Spring Bean configuration file. If fails to locate, exception. Okay, if successful in locating the Spring Bean configuration file, loads the file, check it well formed or not, valid or not. If it is not well formed or valid, again exception, guys. I already shown all these things, right? If it is well formed and valid, then for faster and better access, it will create in-memory metadata of application context.xml in the memory where application is running. Understanding my statement? Sir, why it is called in-memory? Because it is created in the memory where application is running. That's why in-memory. Okay. What is that in memory here? Nothing but JVM memory of the Spring application. Everyone getting my point? Nagendra, what all these ra Babu? It is not flow. Guys, if you cannot recognize what I am doing, it's a waste, boss. Don't you think this is not flow? Mr. Nagendra. Okay. First of all, tell me, every file that you create will be there where? Every file that you create will be there in what? Hard disk only, na boss? For example, this project, this XML file, everything will be there in what? This project, this XML, everything will be there in hard disk or not? From hard disk, it will collect the content and prepares in-memory metadata in the JVM memory of the RAM where application is running. Understanding my statement, guys? Everyone getting? Why it will do? Suppose during the execution of this application, project 1 application, let us assume XML file content is required 200 times. 200 times going to hard disk file is easier. 200 times collecting information from in-memory metadata is easier. 200 times collecting from in-memory metadata is easy, right? Say something here. Understanding my statement? I'm decoding each and every line. I'm post-muttering each and every line. Sir, why it is called metadata? It not only contains original XML content, it also contains some additional information about that XML file. What is the encoding technique that is used? What is the format of the content? What is the techniques they have used to create that file? What is the location of the file? Come on. That's why it is not just called in-memory of Spring Bean configuration file. They named it in-memory metadata. Given information plus extra information will be there. That's why they named it as what? In-memory metadata. Yes, this one line is doing this much information, boss. Are you getting my point there or not? Super, boss. D. What is D, guys? D only, na? Yes, D. This is another bigger one. Open your brain and observe, please. Okay, I'm not doing typecasting. Okay, open your brain, you observe. I said, I'm here to give in-depth industry standard subject. See, guys, wish message generator object, setter method is executed. Executed or not? That means it is doing set injection, also creating bean class object. So our date class zero param construct execution is not done. No, date class object also created. Without creating date class object, how it can call setter method assigning date class object to date property? Created, but we cannot feel it. Why, sir? It's a predefined class. In predefined class constructor, is there any SOP statement, guys? In predefined class constructor, is there any SOP statement, guys? No. That's the reason we are not able to see constructor execution of date class. But actually, come on. Actually, it is also creating date class object. Shall we see the flow now? Okay. Now, first of all, let me place this line. Let me place this line. Let me place this line. Yeah. Factory.getBean method WMG. Factory.getBean method WMG. 1 minute, guys. These three activities, 1 minute. These three operations are done by XML parser of IOC, XML parser of IOC container. I just want to highlight was nothing else. Right, come back. Factory dot get bean method. Get bean method internally takes bean ID WMG, goes to in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file and searches. Is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is WMG? There are not there. Are this is nothing but Spring Bean configuration file or not? Yes, there are not there. Yes, there. Notices setter injection is enabled. Notice property tag means setter injection is enabled. Setter injection means setter method has to be called on the bean class object. That means first of all it has to keep bean class object ready or not. First of all it has to keep bean class object ready or not. That's why loads the class, creates the object using reflection API. In that process, object name, nothing but reference variable name is going to be WMG. Object name, nothing but reference variable name is going to be WMG. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Can I complete that one line? So many things it will do. Number one. One by one. You have to habituate to depthness. Get bean. WMG method. Okay, guys. WMG method. Array IOC container creates the object. Babu. Factory means what? Factory dot get bean method. Indirectly, you are working with IOC container. Now onwards, factory means IOC container. Factory means IOC container. Method called on the IOC container. Called on the IOC container makes IOC container object factory, makes the IOC container, okay, makes to search for WMG bean ID based. Array, until I give complete flow, no questions, boss. At the end, I will take the questions, please. You are not listening the class in the process of typing questions. First, hand over your brain as if you don't know anything. Okay. After each point, I will give time to ask the questions. Makes the IOC container to search for WMG bean ID based Spring Bean class configuration in the in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. Nothing but application context.xml. Nothing but application context. Okay. XML files in memory metadata. In memory metadata. Clear, guys? And finds. What is that? Com dot nt dot beans dot finds what? 1 minute. Here, application context, guys. Wish message generator having setter injection configuration. What configuration? Setter injection configuration. Okay. Because of property tag, guys. It won't do everything on application. It will do everything on in-memory metadata only. Got it now, boss? Because of property tag, boss. Okay, that's nice. Because of property tag. Simply because of property tag. Loads the... so, it loads the class, creates the object, So it loads the class, creates the object using using reflection API. Using reflection API. What it will do, guys? What it will do? What is the code? Internal code, guys. Class C1 is equal to class dot for name of com dot nt dot beans dot wish message generator. Super. This is loading class, guys. Next, getting all constructors. Constructor CONS array is equal to C1 dot get declared constructors of. Next. Okay. Create object. Create a dynamic object. What object, guys? Dynamic. Sir, in wish message generator, we have placed 0 param constructor. If not placed also, by default, one 0 param constructor will be there. Using that, it will create the object or not. Right now, tell me in CONS array, how many elements will be there? 1 element. Why? Wish message generator is having how many constructors, boss? Wish message generator is having how many constructors, boss? Come on. Only one constructor. Agree with me. So there will be only one element. So internally the code will be this one or not. Object obj is equal to CONS of 0 dot new instance of. Come on. Later, wish message generator WMG is equal to wish message. Internally typecasting, it will take care, guys. Wish message generator of obj. Like this, wish message generator class object is created. This code is written by me or this code is written by container? This code is there in factory.getBean method. Factory.getBean is the method of factory. Factory is nothing but container. So this code is entirely taken care by IOC container or not? Everyone comfortable on first point of getBean method, guys? Okay, guys. Next, number 2. Goes to property tag. Ref is equal to DT attribute. And searches for the Spring Bean class configuration. Okay, whose bean ID is DT. In the in-memory metadata of application context.xml and finds java.util.date class configuration. Java.util.date class configuration. Now listen, in this one, any injections are configured, guys? Any property tag under bean tag of date class configuration? No. So that means no injections are fine. Notices that no configurations are configured. Notices that no injections are configured. Sorry. No injections are configured. So loads the class and creates the object. Okay, using reflection API. Listen, what's happening? The bean ID is becoming reference variable name. Are you noticing it? Yes. Here also same thing, guys. How does it will do? Come on, come on. Now you are understanding why I prepared 4-5 backgrounds back to back. Are you understanding? Class dot for name, com dot, nt dot, beans dot. Okay. No injections are configured means no dependency injections are configured, right, dirty fellows? Okay. Keep mind in active state, Mr. Pawan Naidu. Okay. Java dot. No injections are configured means no property tag, no constructor-arg tag under bean tag. That means no injections are configured. So class 2 is equal to class dot for name dot java dot util dot date. This is the code loading class. This is loading class. Next, get constructors. Get all constructors. Get all constructors. Constructor CONS array. You don't believe date class is having nearly 7 constructors, guys. You will get 7 elements. Okay, C2 dot get declared constructors. You will get all the constructors dynamically. But no injections are configured means it will try to create object using 0 param constructor. Generally, 0 param constructor always comes as the 0th element in the array, right? Okay, create dynamic object. Okay, guys, creates a dynamic object. How, guys? Object obj2 is equal to cons of 0 dot new instance of created. Later, date java dot util dot date dt. dt. It wantedly take that as a reference variable name. Java dot util dot date obj2. Any confusion on this, guys? Any confusion on this, guys? Here dt, here WMG. I think the people who are attending last 2-3 classes continuously, very, very interesting or not, you are feeling these many things will happen inside the container. Do I really need to know? Okay. Do you really need to know? Actually, you need not to know. If you know, your maturity will increase. Come on. It will not use CONS1. It will use CNS0 only. It's a different array. This array is different. This array is different. Its scope is different. Its scope is different. Getting my point, guys? So don't consider this and this are same array. If you are that much confused, I will take 1 here. I will take 1 here. Happy now? So don't confuse yourself. Okay, guys. Number 3. Number 3. Performs. Completes the setter injection process. Completes the setter injection. Setter injection by calling WMG, target bean class object, dot set date. Set date dt method. Okay, based on property name is equal to date, ref is equal to dt tag of in-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. Everyone getting my point, guys? It is set date method. This is set date method. Okay, first of all, you tell me, boss. You tell me. How does it knows it should call set date method? Property name is equal to date. Property tag says setter injection. That's why set date called. How does it know it has to call that method on WMG? This tag is under which tag, guys? Under this bean tag. So what is the target object? WMG. That's why WMG dot set date. It has to inject what, guys? Date class object, where we mentioned it. Ref is equal to dt. So that's why it is calling WMG dot set date of dt. Come on. Target object becomes invoking object. Okay, setter method based on the property tag. Dependent object becomes argument value. Dependent object becomes argument value. This is dependent object, guys. This is dependent object. This is my target object. This is my target object. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. So it happily completed setter injection or not? It happily created setter injection. So what actually happened, boss? Here, this is IOC container now, boss. This is IOC container. Let us assume IOC container of JVM memory. JVM memory. Everyone getting my point? Yes, guys. Now tell me, first it is creating what object? Wish message generator class object. Then it will create what, guys? Date class object, boss. Okay. Wish message generator class object. Wish message generator class object. What is that? WMG. Next, java.util.date class object. DT. Super, guys. And completes the injection. Okay, this will contain one property. Date. Here it simply calls WMG.setDate of DT. Completes the injection. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. Yes, this is because of, this happens because of what? D1. This happens because of D2. This happens because of D3. Tell me, any confusion, my dear? Cluster clear or not? Cluster clear or not? Come on. Sir, why it is using new instance method to create the object? Come on, I want reply. Why not? Why not it is using? Why not it is using new operator? Tell me, guys, collecting Spring Bean configuration file from application context.ml, application context.xml file is happening at what time, guys? Runtime. Class name is coming to IOC container at what time? Runtime. Loading class object creation should also happen at what time? Runtime. Come on. Loading class and object creation should also happen at what time, guys? Runtime. Got the point, my dear? Tell me, if application is getting class name dynamical at runtime and that class has to be loaded and object has to be created, means we should use new operator, new instance method. We should use new operator or new instance method. Definitely reflection API. Definitely reflection API. Got the point or not? Super, guys. So now I am giving 2 minutes time to clear questions, guys. Okay, I'm giving 2 minutes time to clear your questions, to clear doubts. I hope maximum doubts will not be there. Why? Because I spend a background. Later, I have used that background knowledge in the flow of execution. I hope 99% question should not be there. Okay, guys. New operator creates object at runtime, but it expects the presence of the class from compile time onwards. Why CONS array? Why constructor array? Array, Babu, one constructor means one element. 10 constructor means 10 elements. That's why they are returning in the form of array. One class can have one constructor, a lot of constructors are. Maheshwar, container is a local variable. Local variables allocates memory where, guys? Stack memory. So all these are happening in the stack memory only. Common sense, Ra Babu. In your code, container is what? Local variable to main method. Local variables allocates memory where, boss? Stack memory. So that's why container creation also. Container creation also happens in what? Stack memory only. Basics will remain basics, guys. Okay, first it creates target class object, then it will search for dependent. Not there, it will create dependent class object, then perform the injection process. Understanding my point there? Raju T, today only I have confirmed in which order constructors are there in the source code. In the same order, elements will come in the array. Come on. Every minute should not be new minute. Exactly half an hour before I have talked about this. Right. Prem, you can place any number of property tag to perform injection on any number of properties. Choice is yours. Okay, guys. Right, boss. Array, Ajinkya ke, that's a reflection API. That's a reflection API performance capability, boss. Reflection API capabilities, you give one class, it will scan entire class, give all the details of the class. That entire work is taken care by the entire. Christopher, attend the last class. I have given notes on new instance method. Please, missing class asking same question is not a crazy thing. If you attend last class, if you watch last class video or document at least, you will find limitations of new operator, advantages of coming with a new instance method. Missing class asking same thing as a question is not a great thing, boss. Yes, reflection API breaks OOPS rules also. Right, guys. Okay. Ashok, I am giving flow in the same order. A, B, C, D, same flow. Main method starting to main method ending. That's it. Main method starting to main method ending. Come on. All this comes under Spring Core module, nothing but IOC container. Right, boss. Okay, guys. Using reflection API, we can break some object Java rules also. That we will discuss later. Okay, guys. Now listen. Shall I go to next level discussion? Now listen, boss. Okay. I am asking getBean method to give that object one more time. Factory.getBean double-mg. I'm calling twice, guys. Only for experiment's sake, I'm calling twice. I'm trying to print the hash code of it. Hash code plus. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Okay. obj one dot. Hash code. Hash code. Observe carefully. Both are giving same hash code. That means what, guys? getBean method is listen. getBean method, before returning to you, it is storing that object somewhere in the cache memory or not? Everyone, please observe it. Both are giving same hash code, and constructor also executed once. That means second getBean method is not Second factory.getBean method is not creating new object. Are you understanding my statement, guys? That means before giving to client, it is keeping, okay, created Spring Bean class object in one or other cache memory or not. When you ask same object with the same bean ID second time, it will reuse the existing object or not? It will reuse the existing object or not? Are you getting my point? See this. I am asking twice. Both the time same object reference has come. Both the time same hash code has come. That means factory.getBean method is not only creating bean class object, not only completing injection, it is also keeping bean class object in the cache memory of the IOC container. That cache memory is called internal cache of IOC container. By default, every IOC container maintains one internal cache maintaining Spring Bean class objects. So that's why my next point is E. Spring container. Nothing but IOC container. Keeps Spring Bean class objects in the internal cache of IOC container. In the internal cache of IOC container for reusability. For reusability. Having. Please switch off your cameras. Please, guys. Bean IDs as the keys. And please, guys, don't force me to remove from the class if you switch on the camera. Right, guys. Reusability. For reusability, having bean IDs as the keys and Spring Bean class object reference as the values. Okay, reference as the values. Now listen. Yes, guys. Svetang, just now I have shown na, boss. 2 times if you call, we got the same hash code or not. That means same reference is coming or not. You are not still believing? 1 minute. OBJ1 double equal to OBJ2. Tell me. OBJ, okay, OBJ is equal to OBJ1. When both references are pointing to same object, you will get true or not? You will get true or not? Come on. After showing practically also people ask, sir, are they pointing to same object reference? Yes, both references are pointing to same object. Okay, that's a basic one, guys. This is IOC container having the objects. This is IOC container having the object. It internally maintains internal cache. Internal cache of IOC container. Internal cache of IOC container. Cool, guys. Here are my bean IDs. What is that? WMG. What is this? Wish message generator class object reference. Wish message generator class object reference. Next, what is this? Date. Java.util.date class object reference. Yes, guys. So this process is called, these are the keys. These are the values. Internally hash map only. Internal cache of IOC container is internally hash map only. So this process, we call it as E. This process, we call it as E, boss. I think you enjoyed this statement also, my dear. Come on. That is practically proved or not? Right now we are not reusing, but sometimes you may reuse for that particular purpose. For that particular purpose. Understanding my statement? Super, guys. Right. Okay. F boss. F. Client application gets wish message generator class object reference. Okay, reference. And it uses it for typecasting. And it uses it for typecasting. Typecasting. With reference as java.lang. Object class reference, and it uses it for typecasting. Okay, guys. It simply uses it for typecasting. This is typecasting code. Nothing great. It's a pure core Java small typecasting activity. Small typecasting activity. Are you listening my statement, my dear? Come on. Nice, boss. Next, G. G. Invocation of business method. Invocation of business method. Invocation of business method. Getting the results and displaying the results. Getting the results and displaying the results. Okay, guys. Getting the results and displaying the results. Copy. Give me another 5 minutes. I'll wind up the session. We are in the end of the discussion. Okay. Yeah. Invocation of business method, getting the results and displaying the results. Array, generate wish message is the business method. Okay, happily business logic execute. Whatever result generated that comes and stores here, we are displaying the result. Okay, guys. End of the main method. H. End of the main method. End of the main method. Okay. End of the main method. Ends the application execution. Ends the application execution by vanishing all the objects. By vanishing all the objects. Okay. In that process, the IOC container, factory, and its objects, and its Spring Bean objects. Come on, guys. Spring Bean objects, WMG, comma, DT, and okay, comma, it's in-memory metadata, in-memory metadata, XML parser, internal cache. Internal cache means it is inside the IOC container. Internal cache and etc. will also be vanished. And etc. will also be vanished. I hope you convinced with the last step, guys. Come on. You convinced with the last step or not? Yeah. So entire flow started with main method, ended with main method. It's a standalone application. Flow begins with main method, ends with main method. What do you say, guys? I think you got cluster clear clarity. Cluster clear clarity. Can you do one favor for me? Whatever you understood, record your voice and send to me. Whatever you understood, internal flow of Spring First application, like that you start the recording, but minimum 5 minutes you should speak. I have spoke for 1.5 hours, 1 hour 40 minutes minimum. Okay, at least you should speak 5 to 10 minutes, guys. Otherwise, it's meaningless. I hope you can speak more than 10 minutes, but minimum 5 minutes. If you don't get minimum 5 minutes, don't send it. And one more thing, don't read my statements as it is. I know some people will keep the paintbrush image and they will start reading my statements as it is. No. You should explain as if we are explaining to interview. We run the application, control came to main method, this line executed, read the line and explain what that line is doing. How exactly I have explained, same thing you have to explain. Shall I show the flow one more time? Last 5 minutes to revise the flow, guys. End to end flow one more time. We run the application, control comes to main method. File system resource RES is equal to new file system resource. What this will do? Internally uses java.io.file class. Just to holds name and location of Spring Bean configuration file. Next, this line, guys. XML bean factory, new XML bean factory of RES. Takes the RES object, checks whether in that location file is there or not there. If not there, exception. If there, loads the XML file, checks well formed or not, valid or not. If not well formed, if not valid, again exception. If it is well formed and valid, it creates in-memory metadata in the JVM memory of the RAM. Come on. In-memory metadata in the JVM memory of the RAM having application context.xml content. So that during the execution of the application, it can access and use application context.xml content very fastly, very nicely. Come on, guys. Without spending much time of getting data from hard disk. Next, factory.getBean WMG. Takes the bean ID WMG, goes to in-memory metadata of application context.xml, checks, is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is WMG? There. What is the injection? Setter injection. Setter injection means setter method has to be called on the object. So that's why first it loads the class and creates the object. Using what? Reflection API. Target object is created. Okay, then to complete setter injection, it takes property name date, ref is equal to DT. Takes the DT and checks. Is there any class? Come on, guys. Is there any class whose bean ID is DT? Yes, there. No injections are configured. No setter injection, no constructor injection is configured. Just loads the class, creates the object. Super, guys. Dependent class object is created. Then all these things are happened with respect to property tag, guys. That's why takes WMG dot set date of DT method is called. WMG dot set date of DT method is called. So what happens, guys? What happened, guys? Okay. Dependent class object is injected to target class object. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Here happily setter injection is completed. Super, guys. Okay. Okay, by doing this much hard work, this much hangama, it has created bean objects. Okay, in the application execution, same objects are required again and again. So it's better to keep them in a cache or not. Okay, luckily, in the IOC container comes with what? Internal cache of IOC container. By default, it is empty, boss. In that, it will keep bean class objects as values, bean IDs as the keys. Bean IDs as the keys. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. And returns, factory.getBean method asked for what? WMG bean ID. Returns, okay, wish message generator class object, target class object as object class reference, guys. That we are doing typecasting. Why we are doing typecasting? We discussed the other day. Why we are doing typecasting? We discussed the other day. Understanding my point? Okay, guys. So that we can call direct methods of the wish message generator class, guys. Right. Okay, on that business method is called, we got a result and we are displaying the result. In this process, control comes to end of the main method. Okay, once it comes to end of the main method, don't forget, all these are local variables. Agree with me? All these are seriously local variables. What do you say, guys? This is local variable, this is local variable, all these are. At the end of the main method, all local variables will be destroyed. Destroyed means IOC container is destroyed. When IOC container destroyed, is inside bean objects are destroyed. Its parser is vanished. Its in-memory metadata is vanished. Internal cache is vanished. End of the application execution. Say something, boss. Do you find this content in the internet? Do you find this content in the books? Do you find this content anywhere? I bet and challenge. Go and ask working people who are having 5 years, 6 years, or colleague students who are learning courses here and there. Just ask them. IOC container creates. Okay, IOC container creates Spring Bean class object using new operator or some other method. They blindly say new operator. If you say it is not new operator, come on. Okay. If you say it is not new operator, something else, then they will start shouting on you. Arey, container work na, it is internal work na, why are you bothered? Since they don't know, answer, they will start showing frustration on you, irritation on you. So that indicates you are having upper hand. So why I'm talking this much, I want to give confidence. We are knowing what others are learning. We also know, come on, what others don't know. So by keeping this don't know knowledge of others in mind, if you go to interview, you can impress the interviewer. So that will give edge. Okay, that will definitely give edge. Understanding my statement, guys? So once you give the impression, definitely job is yours. Arey, clearing interview is what? Not knowing entire subject. On that particular day, whether you have made impression in the interview mind or not. That is most important. 20 people came. All are best, but you have to make your impression on that. Okay, guys. Sir, if interviewer also don't know what happens. When you start explaining, he has to accept it. When interviewer also don't know, you can make him to understand it. What is there in that? So far you don't know. I made you to understand this or not. I made you to understand or not. Come on. Because some people might have not started thinking in this angle. When you open their brain in this angle, they will definitely feel something they learn and they appreciate your knowledge. Come on. Okay, guys. Mr. Manish Jackman, Manish Jackman, your friend will survive in the current company, but your friend will get the problem while changing the job. Everyone, please study this. My friend is a Spring Boot professional. He said he don't know even SOPLN full form. He said he just writes the code in IntelliJ and he is from C++ background, directly started working on Spring Boot. He may survive today because of his maturity and knowledge. But while changing the company, he cannot clear interviews. He cannot clear Spring interviews. Mark my word. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time.